Hello children, today we have come to discuss yet another revision. Today we will do revision 5, class 3 SST, revision 5. This revision we will do on chapter 2, the earth as a globe. It is a geography chapter. Okay. So, today we will do chapter 2, the earth as a globe, revision 5. These days we are doing revision. We have finished 4 revision earlier, and as you know that in these revisions what we are doing, we are just going through the chapter very quickly, recapitulating what we have done earlier, and then we are giving you 3 sets of questions, isn't it? I have also prepared 3 sets of questions for you all. First is the long type of question, which you will need to write in 2 to 3 sentences, okay, or 3 to 4 lines. And then we have short answer types, in which you have to write 1 to 2 sentences, okay, or 1 to 2 lines. And then we have objective type of questions, in which you need not write to the answers in full sentences. You all can answer it in 1 or 2 words. Okay. So, as usual, let us open the chapter, the earth as a globe, and quickly brush up our memory and recapitulate what we have studied in this chapter, what we have discussed in this chapter. We will open to SST class 3 chapter 2, which is on page 11, and let me just go through what we have done so far. In this chapter we have learned about earth. We have learned that earth is round in shape. As it is difficult to see a round thing, okay, one at a time, we can see one part of a round shape object, okay, one part at a time, and the other part we cannot see it at the same time, isn't it? And moreover, the earth is so large in size that we cannot see all its part at a time. We have learnt about globe. What is a globe? A globe is a map in the shape of a ball, round, okay. Globe is round in shape, okay. A globe is a very small model of our earth. Our earth is much more bigger than a globe. A globe is a very indeed very small model of our earth. The globe helps us to know many things about the earth. It helps us to know about the continents, oceans, how the land masses are separated from each other, isn't it? So these all information we get it through the globe. The globe gives us an idea of the shape of the earth, that the earth is round, isn't it? The earth is round, and when we look at a globe, we can well imagine how our earth looks from space, isn't it? So the globes give us an idea of exactly how the earth looks. It is round. It has various colors. If you look into a globe, you will find there are different colors. Each color has different meaning. Each color portrays different things. Okay, blue color, for instance, blue color. It portrays oceans, water bodies, seas, rivers. Got it? So, what is a globe? Globe is a hollow round model of earth. Okay, and it helps us to locate different places on the globe as well. In globes, when you look at a globe, you will see a rod which is passing through the globe. This is called the axis of the globe. Actually, our earth does not have any axis. Okay, it does not have any rod passing through its center. This is for us to know that the axis is an imaginary line, okay, which passes from north to south pole. Got it? Thus the globe also gives us idea of how the earth moves around like a top. We can also rotate the globe, isn't it? And we can see how the earth rotates like a top. So actually globe is really very useful for us, isn't it? We get the idea of the shape of the earth, the movement of the earth. Next we come to the map of the earth. What is the map of the earth? We had learned that the map of the earth is the printed representation of the earth or any other heavenly body. It is drawn, represented on a flat paper, a flat something, okay? And most map shows a part or all of the earth's surface. Maps are very important because they give us information through lines. When you will look into any map of world of anything, you will see lines are passing through. Lines which are passing from top to bottom, lines which are passing from east to west. Okay, these are the grids that you will learn later on in bigger classes. So, the lines are running through, then the colors, shapes, other symbols, these are all present in map which help us to locate places, measure distance, plan trips and find our way, that is direction. Got it? So we have learnt about what is earth, what is globe, what is map. Then you will find that the earth, the globe, the map is all the continents are colored differently, maybe in brown, and all the oceans are colored in blue. That means blue specifies, blue indicates water bodies and brown indicates land. Okay, so like that many other colors indicate different things in maps. Then we have learnt about continents and oceans. We have learnt that there are continents, there are 7 continents. Those are namely Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. We had also learned that continents are not regular in shape. It is, you will not find continent square or triangle. These are all regular shaped objects, isn't it? But continents are not regular in shape and they look as if they have been floating in water. Got it? Now, we have also learnt the largest continent, which is Asia, and the smallest continent, which is Australia. And Australia is just a big island, and it is the Australian continent forms one single country. That means that Australia does not have, each continent has several countries in it. Okay, but Australia is the only continent which does not have many countries in it. It is just a single country. Got it? Now, suppose for example, if we take the continent of Asia, we will see that there are many countries in it, isn't it? There are India, there are Pakistan, there is Bangladesh and many other countries belong to Asia continent. But Australian continent forms a single country. Got it? Now we will find Asia and Europe form one landmass. Asia and Europe, they form one landmass and it is sometimes called as Eurasia. We have learnt this also. Then we have learnt that there are big 5 oceans. They are the Arctic Ocean, the Antarctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. These are all given different names. Okay, they are named as the Arctic Ocean and the Antarctic Ocean are named as always frozen. Then we have the Atlantic Ocean, which is named as notorious for storms, which is known for notorious for storms, means lots of storms blow across this ocean. Then we have Indian Ocean, which is named after India because this ocean is just below India. Okay, Peninsula India, uh, it is found there just below the Peninsula India. That is why it is named after India, the Indian Ocean. And the ocean which is known for its calmness is the Pacific Ocean. Got it? Now we have learned that the ocean contains 97% of all the water on the earth. Of all the water that you see, 97% of water is ocean. Got it? The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean, while the Arctic Ocean is the smallest. We have learnt about seas and bays. We can also find lots of seas and bays, isn't it? For example, if I give the Bay of Bengal, it is a bay. And there's for sea, we can give example of the Arabian Sea, isn't it? So, what are seas and bays? The projections of oceans into land are seas and bays. Got it? Have you all understood till here? Then we have learnt about the rims of the earth. We have learnt that the earth's surface is divided into two parts, that is water and land. But we have also one thing. Our earth is surrounded by a coat of air. Okay. Blanket of air, if we say, that is called air, atmosphere. Okay. So, these three, that is the land, water and air, these three are called the realms of the earth. Lastly, we have learnt about the directions. We have learnt about the 4 directions. Those are north, south, east and west. Got it? If we find, if we see a map hanging, the upper portion is the north pole, the down portion is the south pole. To the right is the east. Right side is east and to the left side is west. So there are 4 directions that we have learnt, that is north, south, east and west. So these are the things that we had discussed in the chapters that we were discussing earlier, isn't it? We had discussed this chapter long back, isn't it? So I hope you all have brushed up your memory, and now we can get back to the question answers and discuss all the questions that I have set for you. Okay. My advice for you all is, you all will go through this chapter again. Thoroughly you all will go through this chapter, and then you all will sit down with the questions that I have set for you. As I have said, there are 3 sets of questions. The first set of question is long question type. For this you can write 3 to 4 lines. The next set of question is the short question type. For this you can write 1 to 2 lines. And next are the objectives, the objective type of question, for which you need not have to write the answer in full sentence. You all can just answer it in 1 or 2 words as necessary. Okay. Now we will move on to the first set of question, which is the long question type. Now children, you all can see, these are answer the following. These are long question types. Okay. Which means you all have to write it in 2 to 3 lines. First, we will go to question number 1. Question number 1. How does the globe help us to learn about the earth? I repeat the question. How does the globe help us to learn about the earth? The globe is very important for us, isn't it, children? So, how does it help to learn about the earth? Your answer will be, your answer shall have the following points. These points I am discussing, you all can write it in your own words also, okay? But you have to see that the points which I am giving, your answer should have those points. Got it? Now the answer to this question you all can write. The globe helps us to know many things about the earth. It helps us to know about the shape of the earth, the land and water areas. It also helps to locate different places, and it tells us how the earth moves round its axis. Got it? Once again, let me repeat the answer for you all. The globe helps to know many things about the earth. It helps us to know about the shape of the earth, the land and water areas. It helps us to locate different places, and also it tells us how the earth moves round its axis. Have you all got the answer to this question? You all can write it in point wise, or you can give commas and write. Whichever way you feel like, you all can write. Got it? Now we will move to question number 2. What are the uses of maps? I repeat, what are the uses of maps? Now, maps are also very important for us, isn't it? Globes are important as well as maps are also important for us. The answer that you will write for this is, most maps show a part or all the earth's surface. Maps express information through lines, colors, shapes and other symbols. We use maps to locate places, measure distances, plan trips and find our way, that is direction. It is on page 12. I am telling you all again and again, children, if you all go through the chapter thoroughly, you will get all the answers in your books itself, because whatever question I have given you all, it is from books itself. So, go through your chapter thoroughly. The answer is on page 12. Most maps show a part or all the earth's surface. Maps express information through lines, colors, shapes and other symbols. We use maps to locate places, measure distances, plan trips and find our way, that is direction. These are the uses of maps. Have you all understood what you will have to write for this answer? Now we will move to question number 3. Question number 3. How do we get a map of the earth from a globe? I repeat this question. Question number 3. How do we get a map of the earth from a globe? Now children, direct answer is not given. Okay. So I will try to explain the answer to you all. Hope you all will write it correctly. Okay. Just listen very carefully. First you have to write, a globe is a map in the shape of a ball. Isn't it? The question is, how do we get a map of the earth from a globe? From a globe, how we get a map? So what is a globe? A globe is a map in the shape of a ball. Okay. Now, if a globe is hollow, no? So if we cut the hollow globe into 2 equal halves, we shall get 2 half spheres of the earth side by side. Let me show you the picture to it of this, so that you all can understand very well. See, if the globe we cut into half, it looks like this, isn't it? Got it? So, this is called the map of the world on globe. The map, what is globe? Globe is something like ball, okay? And what is done? Map is drawn and it is stuck on the globe. So, how we will get a map of the earth from a globe? So, if we cut through the globe, hollow globe into 2 halves, equal halves, we shall get 2 half spheres of the earth. because one side of the earth contains half of the globe, one half of the globe contains one half of the earth, and the other side, which we cannot see, that contains the other side. But so if we cut into half of the hollow globe, what we get is something like this that I have showed you all. And this is what? This is the map, isn't it? So globe, if it is cut into two equal halves, we get a map. Understood? So what you will have to write specifically? Let me again give you all this answer. A globe is a map in the shape of a ball. If we cut the hollow globe into two equal halves, we shall get two half spheres of the earth. This is called the map of the world on the globe. Have you all understood what you all are supposed to write for this answer question? Let me repeat once again for you all. Okay, listen very carefully. Question number 3. How do we get a map of the earth from a globe? The answer to this question is, a globe is a map in the shape of a ball. If we cut the hollow globe into two equal halves, we shall get two half spheres of the earth. This is called the map of the world on the globe. Have you all understood? Okay, now we will move to question number 4. Now see, question number 4. How many continents are there? Name them. I know this is very easy question, but you have to name all the continents, isn't it? That is why I have given it into long question time. So first you will write how many continents are there. We all know there are 7 continents, namely Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. Got it? You all have got all the names. It is on page 12 itself. The answer to this question is on the page 12. So, how many continents are there? Name them. You will write. There are 7 continents, namely Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. Got it? Now, we move to question number 5. How many oceans are there? Name them. Again, the same type of question. How many oceans are there? There are 5 oceans, namely the Arctic Ocean, the Antarctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Got it? Now we will move to question number 6. What do you mean by realms of the earth? I repeat the question. Question number 6. What do you mean by realms of the earth? So, this answer is also not direct. So, I am giving you all the answer. Listen very carefully, children. Okay. Our earth is covered with land and water. We all know, isn't it? The earth is covered with land and water. There is a coat of air all round the earth. Thus, the land, water and air on earth together are called the realms of the earth. Have you all understood what you all have to write for this? Let me repeat once again for you all. Our earth is covered with land and water. There is a coat of air all around the earth. Thus, the land, water and air on earth together are called the realms of the earth. Have you all understood? Now we will quickly move on to the short question types. Okay. Now these are the short question types. Okay. We will quickly move to question number 1. What is a globe? We are talking about globe. We are talking about map. So these questions are really very important for you all. So first question is, what is a globe? You can write it very shortly. The globe is a very small model of the earth. Okay? You can write what? The globe is a very small model of the earth. This is what you are supposed to write. Just this. Okay? Just this is short question answers type. No? So you have to write just this. Now we move to question number 2. Question number 2. What is a map? The answer to this is also very easy. The flat picture of a earth is called its map. It is at the back of your chapter, points to remember. From there you can write, or you can write map is a drawn or printed representation of the earth or any other heavenly body. Whichever you feel like you can write. Okay. Either answer you give, I will mark it as correct. Isn't it? Okay. You can either write what? The flat picture of a earth is called its map, or you can write the map is a drawn or printed representation of the earth or any other heavenly body. Got it? The question is, what is a map? So it would be better if you all write the map is a drawn or printed representation of the earth or any other heavenly body. It is on page 12. This would be the accurate answer. Got it? Now we move to question number 3. What do you mean by axis of the earth? What do you mean by the axis of the earth? The answer is given on page number 14 under new words. An imaginary line passing north-south through the middle of the earth is known as axis of the earth. Got it? The answer is on page 14. An imaginary line passing north-south through the middle of the earth is known as axis. Got it? Now we will quickly move to question number 4. What is a continent? Continent is what? Continent is commonly known as a large piece of land separated from other land masses by oceans. You will find the continents are separated from each other by oceans. So what you will write is, a continent is a large piece of land separated from other land masses by oceans. Got it? Now question number 5. What are oceans? Question number 5 is, what are ocean? An ocean is a large part of water between continents. You just have to write this. Okay? I repeat my answer. An ocean is a large part of water between continents. Got it? Now question number 6. What are seas and bays? Question number 6, I repeat. What are seas and bays? This answer you will get it on page number 13. The projections of oceans into land are seas and bays. Got it? Just under the names of the oceans are given, just under that you will get this answer. The projections of oceans into land are seas and bays. Got it? And the last question of short question types are question number 7. Name the 4 directions. We all know the 4 directions are, so the 4 directions are north, south, east and west. Have you all got it? The 4 directions are north, south, east and west. Now we will move on to the objectives, objective type of questions. Okay. Now these are objective types of questions. These questions I will not discuss with you all. The answers are very easy. You all try to answer this by yourselves. Okay. These are very easy answers. Questions. Question number 1. Name the largest continent. Question number 2. Name the smallest continent. Question number 3. Name the largest ocean. Question number 4. Name the smallest ocean. Question number 5. Which ocean is named after India? Then question number 6. The continents of Asia and Europe form one landmass, isn't it? The continents of Asia and Europe form one landmass. What is it called? You have to just give the name. Question number 7. Which two oceans? The spelling of which is slightly mistakenly written. So let me write the H for you all. Which two oceans are always frozen? You have to write just the names of the two oceans. Question number 8. Which ocean is notorious for storm? Question number 9. Which ocean is known for its calmness? And last question is fill in the blank. The ocean contains dash percentage of all water on the earth. These questions you all will write it by yourselves in 1 or 2 words, whichever it is necessary. Okay. You need not write it in full sentence. I hope you all will all get the answers, because if you revise thoroughly from the chapter, if you go through the chapter thoroughly, you will get all the answers very easily. So I hope you all have understood the chapter very well, and you all can answer the 3 sets of questions that I have set for you. Thank you children for watching the video, and bye for now.